when they were trying to figure out how to get a rocket to land back down, if he failed on the one that was the success, that would have been it.
Yeah.
They were out of money. They would have been out of money.
It happened.
It's happened heaps. They've been on
Tesla,
the verge of being bankrupt so many times.
Tesla's pretty much the same.
Tesla's going downhill, but like they're still just throwing coin into it.
Well, Tesla's the most... Tesla, if on the stock market, is the most expensive car company in the world.
Yeah.
And it has, and don't quote me on this, but it has a market share of like 0.05.
Yeah.
And it's the most expensive car company in the world.
Yeah.
Because of the potential.
Yes.
People buy into the potential. This is the perfect example
confidence.
of... consumer confidence, I suppose, but this is the perfect example of the start with your why. The book Start With Your Why, or like, if you want to be successful, get people to follow why you do things, not what you do.
Yeah.
Because everyone's throwing money at Elon Musk and keeping it afloat. Or now, I don't know, right, the last year or two, but like the whole time, like he had no business being in business.
Yeah.
Like the amount of problems he had, the amount of money that he was burning through, the amount of investors he was pissing off, the amount of customers he was letting down.
Stuff he was going through.
Yeah,
it's
everything.
ridiculous.
But it was like everybody understands that if this kicks off, it's going to be the biggest car company in the world, and it's going to change the world. So people believe in the why, so they don't give a fuck.
That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah.
So is it just so people just aren't buying Teslas?
I'm not actually sure why they're not making money and why they're burning through it so much. Early days, it was just getting all the procedures and all the processes and all, trying to figure out, because no car company in Detroit would have any, like they didn't have anyone to, they brought in people from places and stuff, but Elon Musk built like a bunch of tech guys and were like, go build a fucking electric car. And they're like, well, that didn't take much from like Detroit, and people can't, I'm pretty sure like there's, rules against like bringing over ideas and systems and stuff from like, all the regular, there's been no new car company that's started up in like 150 years.
Yeah.
No car company.
Yeah.
And so Elon was like, well, fuck, we'll build it like we would build it.
Yeah.
We'll build it like we'd never built a car before, and there was no such thing as cars. We'll build what we think will work. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's why Teslas are so much different to all other cars. Not only the fact that they're electric, but the fact that they have like 12 parts. They a lot of the processes were new. New processes. So that's costly, I suppose.
Yeah.
Heaps of fuck ups. Heaps of,
And what's his goal? So with the rockets landing back down and stuff, his goal is to be able to for transport across the world.
No, his goal is to make money, but his goal is to set up a colony on Mars and give humans a second chance in case we do get hit by an asteroid. That's his main goal.
Yeah.
But his means to an end, money-wise, is his rockets. So, again, he built the rockets the same way he built cars. He didn't build them with fucking, like, get NASA's plans of the rockets that they've been building for 30, 40, 50, 60 years and go, right, let's build our version of this. They build it from scratch.
Yeah.
So the way that they build it, they tried to outsource everything back in the early days. Now everything's built in America pretty much on site, I believe. I'm pretty sure. And he brought the cost of building a rocket down by fucking like 50%. But then he brought, because they're reusable, it's fucking 10 orders of magnitude cheaper to have a rocket and a space launch. So his thing is that he'll do take satellites into orbit. He already does this. Like that's how he makes money. Is taking satellites into orbit, refueling stuff at the International Space Station. So he has all these government. SpaceX has all these government contracts to keep him afloat while he tries to fucking put people on Mars.
Which I think is pretty crazy. Like we were talking about earlier with evolution and how fragile life's evolved in the circumstances that the Earth has evolved itself. To then go try and live on Mars in a totally different place and survive. That's a crazy thought.
It's
like
fucking
that's crazy.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I can't comprehend it. I just don't think people would survive there.
I think what's most scary.
You just can't, like, the chances of there being another Earth out there with life like ours is so minute. Like, it's going to have to be the exact same circumstances up there for us to be able to survive.
No, but not to survive though. But you build biodomes. No one's going to be walking around in, if you.
Of course, there's biodomes, but that's not the Earth. Like.
No, that's right.
You know what I mean? You'll never duplicate what we have here, and you need that to survive.
Not to survive.
Well, to keep surviving, to have more generations successfully breeding and stuff. I think you definitely do.
So as in like, what if the biodomes like break or something?
No, I'm just saying, like, the conditions that we live in, like the light frequencies we see at sunrise and sunset, the oxygen, the gravity, everything about the Earth is so unique.
No, for sure. But the whole thing, we won't be able to do anything on Mars unless there's no point in sending people up there unless we can create that environment inside of a bubble. You know, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be living in bubbles.
I think they're definitely, obviously, that's what they're going to attempt, but I just don't think it's going to work.
Well, I reckon it'll work, and I reckon, like, they know how to. This is another thing that I think will happen, and I may be very, very wrong, you know. But my theory is, I think that, so they talk about, you know, to make Mars fully sustainable is what you're saying is we need to terraform it, which is we need to turn it into Earth. And science, well, they kind of know to a degree what they would need to do, or have theories what they would need to do that. You know, it's not sci-fi. It's not like we're not going to probably try and do that at one point. This is probably
not Total Recall.
No, that's right. It's but it might be like 1,000 years into the fucking future or whatever. But at that point, what do we need to terraform Mars for if we can terraform Earth?
Exactly.
We fuck this. But the thing is, it's just all about getting hit by an asteroid. That's Elon's number one thing. Like, if we get smashed by an asteroid, all intelligent life, the only intelligent life we know of is done. And then that's the backup plan is, you know, we've got people on Mars and try and keep intelligent life alive that way. That's his whole thing. Save this planet and save the human race, a backup plan for the human race. That's his whole thing.
I think what was so interesting about that Grant Lewis episode was that he, because we probed him on the, you know, do you think there's intelligent life out there? And he was like, nah. I just find it interesting when you have a talk with any sort of regular person, like, surely you think about how many planets are out there, like, I mean, there has to be. And Geraint's like, well, no, there's probably not. And that's a really, I felt a bit empty when he said that. I was just like, oh, wow, you know, we could be, because then it just sparks all these other existential questions, you know, where it's like, well, it's just weird then.
Why here?
Yeah.
Why here?
Yeah.
Tommy went religious.
Out of everything, why here? Oh, no, I listened to the podcast.
Yeah, that's right. I was shocked. Hates religion. Hilarious. He was like, fuck it, I'm religious.
Yeah. Fuck. I just became full muzzy. Full Jew.
Yeah, I like that.
I know. It was weird. It was really weird.
Discovery Roger, go for deploy.